Every month you earn money. And every month before you can even feel it in your hands, it disappears. Not to something important. Not to something meaningful. To things. A new phone you did not need. A subscription you forgot you had. A meal you bought because you were tired. Clothes that are still wearing their tags. Things that felt important in the moment. Things that feel invisible now. Most people believe the solution is simple. Earn more. If the salary doubles, the problem disappears. But here is the strange truth that modern finance never teaches. Most people who earn more spend more and end up with exactly the same feeling. Empty. In Japan, millions of ordinary people on ordinary salaries have quietly discovered something different. They did not find a way to earn more. They found a way to want less. And in that discovery, they found something worth far more than money. They found freedom. Today, I want to tell you their story. The man who owned nothing. His name was Fumio. He was 37 years old. He lived in Tokyo. He had a good job. A reasonable salary. An apartment filled with things he had spent years collecting. Electronics he rarely used. Clothes he had forgotten he owned. Books he had never opened. Gadgets bought in moments of excitement now buried under other gadgets. From the outside, his life looked full. From the inside, it felt suffocating. Every morning, he woke up already feeling behind. Not because his salary was small, but because his life had quietly become too large to manage. Too many things demanding attention. Too many payments demanding money. Too many upgrades demanding desire. One evening, after a long and exhausting day, Fumio sat on his floor and looked around his apartment. He asked himself a question so simple it almost seemed foolish. Why do I own all of this? He could not answer. He had bought each item for a reason, but most of those reasons had expired long ago. The excitement had faded. The novelty had disappeared. What remained was weight. Physical weight. Financial weight. Mental weight. That night, Fumio began removing things from his life. Slowly at first, then with growing certainty. Clothes he had not worn in a year. Electronics he had replaced but never thrown away. Furniture that filled space without serving purpose. Item by item. Week by week. And something unexpected happened. As the apartment became emptier, he became lighter. His monthly expenses dropped. His savings increased. His mind became quieter. He had not received a raise. He had not found a new job. He had simply stopped filling his life with things that cost money without adding meaning. This is the first lesson of Japanese minimalism. You do not need to earn more to save more. You need to want less. And wanting less is a skill. A skill that can be learned. A skill that, once mastered, changes everything. The desire that never fills. Imagine trying to fill a bowl with water. A simple bowl. You pour carefully. The water rises. But just before the bowl becomes full, the bottom quietly expands. Suddenly, you need more water. You pour again. The bottom expands again. No matter how much you pour, the bowl never fills. This is exactly how modern desire works. Every purchase creates a new standard. Every upgrade creates a new expectation. Every luxury, once experienced, becomes the new normal. Psychologists have a name for this. Hedonic adaptation. The human brain adjusts rapidly to improvement. The new phone excites you for 2 weeks. Then it becomes ordinary. The new apartment thrills you for 1 month. Then it becomes expected. The higher salary satisfies you briefly. Then it feels insufficient. Your contentment returns to its original level. But your expenses remain elevated. The bowl expands, but never fills. This is why millions of people earning twice what they earned 5 years ago feel no more financially secure today. The income grew. the desires grew faster. Japanese minimalism interrupts this cycle. Not by eliminating desire completely, but by questioning it. Before every purchase, the Japanese minimalist asks 3 questions. Do I need this? Do I love this? Does this serve my life or only my impulse? If the honest answer to all 3 is yes, buy it without guilt. If the honest answer reveals it is only an impulse, wait 24 hours. Often the desire disappears on its own because most impulse purchases are not decisions. They are emotional reactions to boredom, to stress, to comparison, to the quiet, constant feeling that your life should look different from how it currently looks. Japanese minimalism does not shame you for these feelings. It teaches you to see them clearly. And when you see them clearly, you stop paying for them. That money stays in your hands month after month, year after year, until one day you look at your account and realize you have built something real. Not because your salary changed, because your relationship with desire changed. What the empty room teaches. There is a concept in Japanese design called ma. It means negative space, empty space. In a Japanese room, what is absent is as important as what is present. A single painting on a white wall, one carefully chosen object on a wooden shelf, the emptiness does not feel poor. It feels intentional. It feels calm. It feels free. Western design fills every corner. Japanese design protects the empty corners because the Japanese understood something architects, designers, and eventually financial thinkers all arrived at separately: space has value. Empty space creates room for what matters. Your finances work the same way. A life filled with expenses has no room for savings. A month where every rupee, every peso, every taka is already spoken for has no space for opportunity, no room for investment, no room for emergency. No room for freedom. The Japanese minimalist approach to money is not about suffering. It is not about deprivation. It is about protecting empty space, space in your budget, space in your mind, space in your future. Consider 2 people earning the same salary. The first fills every corner of their income: new subscriptions, upgraded living, frequent dining out, small purchases that feel harmless individually. At the end of the month, nothing remains. No space. The second person lives within a smaller portion of their income, deliberately. Not because they cannot afford more, because they have chosen to protect the empty space. That space becomes savings. That savings becomes investment. That investment becomes options, options to change careers without panic, options to handle emergencies without debt, options to say no to things that do not serve them. Options are freedom, and freedom is what Japanese minimalism is actually building, not an empty room, a free life, the invisible wealth. There is a distinction in Japan between 2 types of people: those who look wealthy, and those who are wealthy. They are rarely the same person. The person who looks wealthy drives an expensive car, wears designer clothes, carries the newest phone, lives in the largest apartment their salary can justify. Every yen they earn is immediately visible, spent before it can grow, converted into objects before it can become options. The person who is wealthy appears ordinary. Modest car, simple clothing, nothing that demands attention. Nothing that announces itself at a dinner table or a family gathering. But quietly, invisibly, they are building something the first person cannot touch. Emergency funds that absorb unexpected crises without panic, investments that grow quietly while they sleep, paid-off debts that no longer consume a portion of every paycheck, savings that compound year after year into something significant. Assets that work for them when they are too tired to work themselves. The difference between these 2 people is not income. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is direction. One directs money toward appearance. The other directs money toward freedom. And here is the uncomfortable truth that most people spend a lifetime avoiding. Every time you spend money to look successful, you delay actually becoming successful. Every upgrade bought to impress others is a cost paid for their opinion, an opinion that fades within days, a reaction that disappears within weeks, while the financial consequence remains on your statement for months. Japanese minimalism teaches a radical idea. Stop performing wealth. Start building it. Because the most powerful financial position is not a high income. It is a growing gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap, invisible to everyone around you, is where real wealth lives. It cannot be photographed. It cannot be admired at a gathering. It does not earn compliments from people who barely know you. But it earns something worth infinitely more than compliments. Security, peace, the slowly growing confidence that whatever happens, a job loss, a medical emergency, an unexpected crisis, you will be fine. That confidence cannot be purchased in any store. It cannot be delivered to your door. It can only be built. One saved coin at a time. One resisted impulse at a time. 1 month of choosing invisible wealth over visible appearance at a time. And here is what Japanese people discovered that most of the world has still not fully learned. The people around you who appear the most financially comfortable are often the most financially fragile. And the people who appear ordinary are often sitting on a foundation that no emergency can shake. Appearances are expensive. Freedom is built quietly. The 3 rules of the Japanese minimalist. Japanese minimalism is not a feeling. It is a practice. And like all practices, it works through specific habits applied consistently. Here are the 3 rules your finances need today. Rule 1, the enough question. Before every purchase this week, pause. 1 breath. 1 question. Is this enough? Or am I chasing more? If what you already own works, it is enough. If what you already have serves you, it is enough. If the honest answer to the question is yes, do not buy. If the answer is genuinely no, proceed without guilt. The enough question is not about restriction. It is about clarity. Most people spend money without ever asking it. The question itself creates a pause. And the pause is where financial decisions actually happen. Without it, spending is automatic. With it, spending becomes intentional. Rule 2, the invisible wealth audit. Take 15 minutes this week. Write down every monthly expense you have. Every single one. Rent, food, transport, subscriptions, dining out, entertainment, clothing, convenience spending. Beside each expense, write 1 word, either freedom or appearance. Freedom expenses keep you healthy, moving, and safe. Appearance expenses make your life look a certain way to others. Total both columns. The ratio tells you everything about where your money is going. Most people are shocked, not because they are spending badly, but because they have never seen it written down before. Seeing it changes it. You do not need to cut everything in the appearance column, but cut 1 thing this month. 1 subscription you barely use. 1 dining habit that serves habit more than pleasure. 1 purchase category driven more by comparison than genuine need. Redirect that money. Even 50 rupees, even 100 pesos. Put it somewhere it works for your future. The amount does not matter yet. The habit does. Rule 3, the 1 in 1 out rule. This is the simplest rule in Japanese minimalism. For every new thing that enters your life, 1 old thing must leave. New phone arrives, old phone leaves. New clothing purchased, old clothing donated. New subscription added, old subscription cancelled. This rule does the most important thing minimalism can do. It stops accumulation. Because accumulation is not just physical. It is financial. Every object you own has a cost attached to it. Maintenance, replacement, storage, insurance upgrade. The less you own, the less these invisible costs drain your income. The 1 in, 1 out rule keeps your life from quietly expanding. And a life that does not quietly expand saves quietly instead. The road back. Fumio eventually wrote about his experience. He described standing in his finally empty apartment feeling something he had not expected. Not loss, not regret, not the emptiness he had feared. Calm. The same calm the Japanese speak of when they describe an empty room. Not absence, intention. He had not become poorer by removing things from his life. He had become freer. His savings were the highest they had ever been. His monthly stress was the lowest it had ever been. He had not changed his salary. He had changed his relationship with money. And that relationship, once changed, changed everything else. This is the quiet revolution that Japanese minimalism offers. Not a dramatic life overhaul. Not an extreme rejection of comfort. Simply the decision to stop letting things accumulate faster than meaning. To stop buying peace of mind from outside yourself when it was available inside all along. To stop filling the empty space in your budget and let that space become your future. The truth that Japanese people discovered long before the rest of the world began talking about minimalism is this. Freedom is not something you buy. It is something you stop spending. Every subscription cancelled is a vote for your future. Every impulse resisted is a deposit into tomorrow. Every month you live within your means while someone else expands endlessly beyond theirs, you are building something they cannot see. Something invisible. Something patient. Something that will matter more than any object you ever owned. Your financial independence begins not the day your income rises. It begins the day you stop needing it to. Start with one rule this week. Just one. The enough question. Before every purchase, one breath, one question. That pause is where your financial life begins to change. If this story shifted something in how you see money today, every week I share one Japanese wisdom story that most people never hear. Hit the bell so you never miss one. And if you want to go deeper, watch this video next. It reveals the Japanese saving system that helped ordinary families quietly build more wealth than people earning twice their salary. The link is on your screen right now.